Before he died, he called me and he said, go to the bureau and get the bag, the blue bag that's in the bureau, and bring it here. And he says, I went to the bureau, I brought him the bag, and he pulls out of the bag 2 little pieces of yellow parachute cloth.
Okay.
And the parachute cloth says, Merry Christmas from Vincent. And he said, my father teared up and said to me, you must find Vincent. I don't know his name, anything, but you must find him and thank him for our family.
Yeah.
He said, and my father then burst into tears, and he said, when we were standing on the sidewalk that morning crying because our house had been bombed, he said, this GI comes walking by and he said to us, hey, you better get down in that basement, this artillery's going to go on all day, and the mortars are going to start, and you better get off the street. He said, and then he came down and helped us move some of the things, and we went down into the basement, and he gave us a cigarette, and he said, don't worry, the 101st Airborne will not collapse. The Germans will not get back in this town. And he said, and we felt, you know, and day after day, whenever he was in town, he'd come and he'd bring us a can of string beans or whatever he could find, and always a bar of chocolate for Anne-Marie, the 12-year-old girl.
Okay.
And he said, and every time he left, he gave us a cigarette and said, and don't worry, the Germans will not get back in this town. He said, and then, and my father really started crying, he said, Christmas morning. Now I'm listening to all this. Christmas morning, this GI came down, and in his helmet, he had 2 packs of cigarettes wrapped in yellow parachute cloth, for me and for Thomas, and a bauble bracelet for your mother and Christine, and a coloring book and crayons for Anne-Marie. He said, and we were just overwhelmed. There's a battle, Christmas, and here this guy comes with a helmet and stuff. He said, we never saw him again. I want you to find him. Yeah. He said, and now he said, I found you. And out of his pocket, he pulled out the 2 pieces of yellow parachute cord that still said, Merry Christmas from Vincent. He said, and Anne-Marie, he said, my father's dead, my mother's dead. He said, but Anne-Marie is still alive. She's bedridden, she wants to see you. She still has the coloring book and crayons she wants to show you.
That's great.
Listen, I'm 88 years old now, and you know, those kind of emotional things that come back from the war.
Yeah, but that's the good things.
And I'm reliving a lot of stuff that before I came back to Bastogne, I was an old man waiting to die. But after I came back here and started seeing how all these people and what they still think about and so on, stories like this and so on.
It's word of it.
Boys, what can I tell you except, hey,
you are breathless. Your story.
When you're 19, you can do any damn thing.
Yeah.
And if you live long enough to reap the rewards, which is a bunch of people saying to you, hey, the little kids come up to you on the street and they shake your hand and say, thank you for our freedom, and they salute you.
Yeah. Yeah.
People come up and they say, thank you for our freedom.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happened 70 years ago, 70 years ago, and yet these people have never forgotten.
And that is very important. And that is important. Never forget.
I think they teach it to their kids in school.
Yeah.
Because the little kids all say the same thing.
We try
and every time they praise us and honor us, I think that we ought to save a little bit.